of a gun, didn't you?
Something wrong?
Well, she could be a ballet dancer.
How do you expect to see this group of
I see that look in your eye.
Excuse me, guys.
What the hell?
Let me help you up, Mr. Kwan. You know you were trying the wrong techniques against these skinheads, but an elbow would have been a lot better.
Who the fuck are you?
I didn't hear you. Personally, Mr. Kwan, I think your food is great.
When he left the table, didn't he say he wasn't going to fight?
I gave a motivational seminar.
I'm sorry, sir. This is for first-class passengers only.
You're in the wrong section.
Hey. 1 minute to jump time! I'm not gonna do it! No! You can go with the parachute or without it. You're bluffing! Hey, we'll make you rich. Come on. Really? Come on, let me go. Let me go! Okay.
How did you like the lesson?
My turn to teach. Lesson number 1. Shh. Lesson number 2. Skull's out.
Story begins during the annual carnival celebration in Rio de Janeiro, where a group of undercover DEA agents has set a trap to capture Ramón Cota, an international narco-terrorist and cartel kingpin who controls the South American cocaine industry.
3 years I've been waiting to nail your sorry ass.
This is gonna be the biggest bust of the decade.
American authorities have hunted Cota for years due to his network flooding the United States with narcotics. During the festival, a surveillance team monitors camera feeds from inside a hidden high-tech van staged outside the venue, while the undercover agents remain deeply embedded within the dancing, costumed crowd waiting for a signal.
Okay, let me see what's on cameras 1 and 4.
I think we might have something here.
Soon after, Cota's bulletproof limousine arrives at the festival, and the kingpin exits the vehicle surrounded by heavy security, dons a large carnival mask and blends into the crowd. The agents inside the surveillance van spot the masked man on their monitors and believing they have successfully pinned down their target, the team leader orders the undercover agents in the crowd to close in and execute the arrest.
Now!
Move in. Repeat. Move in.
The undercover agents grab the suspect and forcefully rip off his mask, only to realize that the man is a body double decoy and not the real Ramón Cota.
Where's Ramón Cota, damn you?
I don't recognize you. If you can't show me an invitation, I order you to leave my house at once.
The entire operation is revealed to be a trap orchestrated by Cota, who had been tipped off beforehand. Outside the festival, Cota's actual hitmen disguise themselves as festive performers to ambush the DEA's operations van, ruthlessly riddling the entire truck with a hail of bullets and killing the agents instantly. The only survivor of the oversight team, DEA agent John Page, is forced to watch a recorded video message left by Cota that mocks the agency and declares him completely untouchable.
Don't you know by now that it's not possible to arrest me? Ciao.
Him!
already decided the baby's gonna be a boy.
The narrative shifts to Colonel Scott McCoy dining at a Chinese restaurant with his close friend and military deputy Major Bobby Chavez, alongside Chavez's pregnant wife. As they enjoy their meal, a group of rowdy customers begins harassing the restaurant staff.
Only problem here is how do you expect us to eat this goop?
McCoy calmly excuses himself from the table and attempts to de-escalate the situation, but the thugs mock him in response.
Come here.
McCoy promptly neutralizes the disruptors using precise martial arts techniques and throws them out of the restaurant. Meanwhile, in San Carlos, Ramón Cota lands his private jet on a secluded airstrip, where he is met directly on the tarmac by his operations manager, Miguel. Once they step into the back of Cota's luxury limousine, Cota notes that 10 major cocaine shipments have been intercepted by the DEA in just a single month, leading him to suspect a mole within his inner circle.
There is a spy in the organization.
I will conduct the investigation personally, Jefe.
Miguel assures Ramón Cota that he will personally hunt down and eliminate this traitor. As Cota's convoy passes through his vast drug fields, he spots a local worker resting with her infant instead of harvesting.
She refuses to work. She fears the son will kill the baby.
We'll put it to work.
Okay, put it to work.
Cota's men aggressively move to force her back to work, but her husband steps in to protect his family and confront the guards. Enraged by the defiance, Cota draws his knife and ruthlessly stabs the husband to death in front of his horrified wife.
Get in the Jeep.
Cota then casually wipes the blood from his blade before ordering Miguel to take the woman to his bedroom. He instructs him to give her a beautiful bath first, then get rid of the baby. Although Miguel nods and obeys the orders, he is deeply sickened by Cota's psychopathic cruelty.
General Taylor, Colonel McCoy, and Major Chavez are here.
Good, send him in.
Yes, sir.
Due to the Rio de Janeiro fiasco, the DEA enlists the support of the U.S. Army's Delta Force to bring Ramón Cota to justice.
Cota is wanted for drug trafficking and murder in 17 countries.
General Taylor assigns Colonel Scott McCoy and Major Bobby Chavez to extradite Ramón Cota from San Carlos. He instructs them to meet with an undercover informant who has just completed an assignment in Miami and is preparing to hand over crucial intelligence on Cota's operation. Before they depart, General Taylor explicitly commands McCoy to warn the informant never to return to San Carlos, as Cota's hunt for the mole makes any return a suicide mission.
How do we contact him?
There's a taxi waiting for you, sir.
McCoy and Chavez take a taxi to meet this secret informant, only to learn that the undercover agent is indeed Miguel, Cota's trusted right-hand man.
He says it's too dangerous in San Carlos.
Ramón trusts me like a brother.
McCoy delivers the general's warning verbatim, but Miguel disregards the danger to himself and hands over the precise flight paths and schedules for Cota's traveling plans to Switzerland to deposit illicit drug profits into a Swiss bank account.
We just tell you what Fogarty told us.
Hey man, thanks.
Confident in his position and believing he is entirely above suspicion because Cota just personally asked him to find the mole, Miguel ignores the advice and states he must return to San Carlos to finish the job from the inside. Posing as ordinary passengers, McCoy and Chavez subsequently infiltrate the aircraft. The Delta Force operatives execute a midair skyjacking, subduing Cota's armed bodyguards before arresting Cota.
You don't want to do this. I'm Ramón Cota. You're dead.
1 minute to jump time!
As McCoy and Chavez prepare to jump from the plane, Cota attempts to bribe McCoy with a briefcase packed with cash, but McCoy refuses the offer and shoves the screaming drug lord out of the aircraft.
Grab the son of a now you can do it!
McCoy then uses a tandem parachute to legally bring Cota onto American soil for a formal arrest by waiting federal agents.
Your Honor, there have been so many violations of my client's rights, I hardly know where to begin.
During a highly publicized court hearing, Cota's defense attorney argues that the arrest was entirely illegal, claiming that the aircraft was still flying in international airspace outside of United States jurisdiction. Furthermore, the defense asserts that McCoy and Chavez acted as rogue agents who used unauthorized brutal force and violently throw Cota out of the plane.
Bail is set at $10 million.
Because of these legal technicalities, the judge agrees to set a ridiculously low bail amount. As Cota gloats directly in the courtroom, an enraged Major Chavez breaks protocol and physically punches the drug lord in the face.
Set order! Order in the court! Mr. Cota, do you wish to press charges against this man? I'm not one to hold a grudge.
Very well.
Though Cota easily walks out of the American courtroom a free man, this public humiliation prompts him to plot a vicious retaliation against the Chavez family before fleeing back to San Carlos. After attending a basketball with his brother and wife, Major Bobby Chavez asks his wife to return home with his brother while he and Colonel Scott McCoy stop at a pizza shop to pick up a pizza for the celebration.
Yeah, great. I'll get that.
While Chavez's pregnant wife is at home, Ramón Cota and his men storm the house, brutally murdering both her and Chavez's brother before escaping. By the time Chavez and McCoy arrive, the killers have already disappeared. Devastated by the loss of his family, Chavez swears vengeance against Cota and insists on going to San Carlos alone. McCoy urges him to wait and follow their mission plan, but grief overwhelms Chavez. Ignoring McCoy's warnings, he knocks him unconscious and secretly crosses into San Carlos on his own. Chavez eventually tracks down Ramón Cota at an exclusive polo match, where he is spotted by undercover DEA agents who prevent him from carrying out what would have been a suicide mission.
All right, turn around. Walk.
As the agents escort Chavez away, they are suddenly ambushed by Cota's heavily armed private army. Cota orders the captives to be transported to a heavily fortified mountain stronghold under the protection of the corrupt military commander General Olmedo. Meanwhile, Miguel returns to San Carlos from Miami. Already convinced that someone within his inner circle betrayed him, Cota confronts Miguel since he's the only person who knew his travel plans.
No, Ramón, no. I love you like a brother.
Enraged by the betrayal, Cota brutally stabs Miguel to death.
You were the only one I trusted with my travel plans.
Cota then subjects the captured agents to both psychological and physical torture. He eventually forces Major Chavez into a specialized execution gas chamber, activates the lethal gas, and films Chavez's agonizing death. Cota sends the videotape directly to Delta Force Commander General Taylor as a chilling warning against any future American military intervention. Colonel McCoy silently watches the murder of his closest friend, masking his grief with unwavering determination. He channels his rage into an intense training session, single-handedly defeating an entire Delta Force squad during hand-to-hand combat exercises.
That was the president! He just viewed the videotape I left him of Ramón torturing Major Chavez.
Meanwhile, General Taylor secures a strict 48-hour operational window from Washington to rescue the remaining 3 DEA agents. The President of the United States has harshly rebuked the President of San Carlos and threatened severe economic sanctions if any harm comes to the surviving hostages. Taylor assigns Colonel McCoy a single objective to rescue the 3 DEA agents, and under no circumstances is he to focus on capturing Ramón Cota, as doing so could jeopardize the rescue mission.
Any word on the DEA hostages in San Carlos?
They're still alive, that's all we know for sure.
During a press conference, General Taylor explains that San Carlos's President Alcazar fears a military coup and is therefore unwilling to confront the drug cartels, and the corrupt generals profit from the narcotics trade and are determined to protect Cota from extradition.
Is afraid to do anything about it for fear of a coup. Good morning.
McCoy parachutes into the forests of San Carlos, where he meets a local woman whose husband and child were brutally murdered by Cota. She agrees to guide him to Cota's heavily guarded mansion, where the surviving DEA agents are being held captive.
Can you climb it?
At the same time, General Taylor and the rest of Delta Force arrive in San Carlos to conduct surveillance operations. Their mission is overseen by Ernesto, a delegate from the San Carlos government who remains completely unaware of the true scope of the American operation.
Why are these soldiers here?
They're here to observe, Ernesto. You notice they have no weapons.
Using incredible skill and determination, Colonel McCoy scales a massive near-vertical cliff with his bare hands to bypass Cota's perimeter defenses before launching a high-risk solo infiltration. McCoy silently eliminates Cota's guards one by one using lethal close-quarters combat. He eventually locates Agent Page and the remaining DEA hostages, arms them with firearms, and orders them to escape through the rear of the compound. Meanwhile, the San Carlos government attempts to halt the American intervention by staging a highly publicized drug raid designed to make the U.S. mission appear unnecessary.
There will be no American interference, General Taylor.
Recognizing the deception, General Taylor disregards official orders and commands his helicopter to cross the border, launching a devastating aerial assault on Cota's cocaine processing facilities and storage warehouses.
General, los americanos están bombardeando.
In response, General Olmedo dispatches his own attack helicopters to intercept the American forces. As McCoy continues searching the mansion, he is suddenly ambushed by Cota's ruthless lieutenant. After a brutal fight, McCoy overpowers and defeats him, only to find himself surrounded by Ramón Cota and dozens of armed guards. Just as Cota prepares to execute McCoy, General Taylor's helicopter opens fire on the mansion, killing most of Cota's men. Amid the chaos, McCoy seizes the unconscious Cota, loads him into his bulletproof limousine, and begins transporting him back to the United States to stand trial. Cota's remaining bodyguards, supported by General Olmedo's attack helicopter, pursue the limousine through the jungle, unleashing a barrage of heavy caliber fire that eventually disables the vehicle. Just as the cartel forces close in, General Taylor's gunship arrives and destroys the hostile helicopter while suppressing the pursuing troops. Taking advantage of the confusion, Cota frees himself from his restraints and flees into the dense jungle. There, he encounters the local woman who had guided McCoy and who seeks justice for the murder of her family.
You were so good in bed to kill your husband?
Cota quickly disarms and murders her before McCoy catches up to him. The two engage in a brutal final confrontation, with McCoy completely overpowering the drug lord.
Kill me if you have the courage.
As General Taylor's helicopter hovers overhead, rescue ropes are lowered into the jungle. McCoy secures Cota to one of the harnesses, and the helicopter begins lifting them to safety as Cota's remaining men rush toward the extraction point. One of Cota's bodyguards swings a machete at the ascending harness, managing only to partially sever Cota's rope before the helicopter flies out toward the waiting American carrier fleet. Suspended hundreds of feet above the ocean, the defiant Cota continues to taunt McCoy, arrogantly claiming that his lawyers will secure his release once again and that his drug empire will survive. McCoy calmly notices that the damaged harness rope is rapidly fraying under the strain. Without saying a word, he watches as the final strands snap, sending Ramón Cota plunging to his death in the ocean below. Subscribe for more dramas like this, and don't forget to like this video, it really helps the channel grow.